Welcome to Passion Travel. Join us as we explore fascinating destinations, uncover hidden gems, and embark on unforgettable journeys. Subscribe now and ignite your passion for travel. Gaufres, Belgian waffles, served with whipped cream, berries, and syrup. To prepare gaufres, Belgian waffles, you'll need the following ingredients. Ingredients: 2 cups, 250 g, all-purpose flour. 2 tablespoons sugar. 1 tablespoon baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 2 large eggs. 1½ cups, 360 milliliters, milk. Half a cup, 115 g, melted butter. 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon, optional, for added flavor. Optional toppings: powdered sugar, whipped cream, fresh berries, strawberries, blueberries, etc. Syrup, maple syrup or chocolate syrup. Nutella or chocolate spread. Ice cream. Instructions: preheat your waffle iron according to the manufacturer's instructions. Mix the dry ingredients in a large bowl, whisk together the flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt. If you're using cinnamon, add it here as well. Mix the wet ingredients in a separate bowl, beat the eggs and then add the milk, melted butter, and vanilla extract. Mix well until combined. Combine wet and dry ingredients, gradually add the wet mixture into the dry ingredients, stirring until smooth. Be careful not to overmix the batter, it should have a thick, but pourable consistency. Cook the waffles, lightly grease the waffle iron with cooking spray or a small amount of butter. Pour the batter onto the preheated waffle iron, amount depends on the size of your iron, and cook according to your waffle iron's instructions, typically 3 to 5 minutes, until the waffles are golden brown and crisp. Serve the waffles hot, with your choice of toppings like powdered sugar, whipped cream, berries, or syrup. Tacos, a Mexican-inspired option found in food trucks, with fillings like seasoned beef, chicken, or fish. To make tacos, you'll need a few basic ingredients. You can customize the fillings and toppings based on your preferences. Here's a simple recipe for classic tacos. Ingredients: for the taco filling: 1 pound, 450 g, ground beef, chicken, or pork. You can also use vegetarian options like beans or tofu. 1 tablespoon olive oil, if using lean meat. 1 small onion, finely chopped. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 packet taco seasoning, or homemade seasoning, recipe below. Half a cup water or broth. Salt and pepper, to taste. For homemade taco seasoning, optional. 1 tablespoon chili powder. 1 teaspoon cumin. 1 teaspoon paprika. 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. 1/2 teaspoon onion powder. 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, optional, for heat. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. Salt and pepper, to taste. For taco toppings: soft corn or flour tortillas. Shredded lettuce. Chopped tomatoes. Shredded cheese, cheddar, Monterey Jack, or Mexican blend. Sour cream. Guacamole or sliced avocado. Salsa or pico de gallo. Sliced jalapenos, optional, for heat. Cilantro, for garnish. Lime wedges. Instructions: prepare the taco filling. Heat a skillet over medium heat and add olive oil if using lean meat. Add the chopped onion and cook for 2 to 3 minutes until softened. Add the garlic and cook for an additional minute. Add the ground meat, beef, chicken, pork, or your vegetarian choice, to the skillet. Break it apart with a spatula and cook until browned, about 5 to 7 minutes. If using ground beef, drain any excess fat. Stir in the taco seasoning, or your homemade seasoning mix, and water, or broth. Simmer for 5 to 7 minutes, until the sauce thickens. Adjust salt and pepper to taste. Warm the tortillas. While the filling is simmering, warm your tortillas. You can heat them in a dry skillet over medium heat for 30 seconds on each side, or microwave them wrapped in a damp paper towel for 20 to 30 seconds. Assemble the tacos. Spoon the taco filling into the center of each tortilla. Top with your favorite toppings such as shredded lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, sour cream, guacamole, salsa, and fresh cilantro. Optionally, squeeze some fresh lime juice over the tacos for added flavor. Serve the tacos immediately with extra lime wedges and your favorite sides, rice, beans, chips, etc. Grillspyd, skewered grilled meats, typically lamb, chicken, or beef. Grillspyd, or skewers, are a popular dish in Scandinavian countries, including Norway, often made with various types of meat, such as chicken, beef, pork, or lamb, and vegetables, all skewered and grilled to perfection. Here's a simple recipe to make grillspyd. Ingredients. For the meat: 1 pound, 450 g, chicken breast, beef, such as sirloin or tenderloin, pork, like pork loin, or lamb, cut into cubes. 1 tablespoon olive oil. 1 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. 1 teaspoon paprika, or smoked paprika. 1 teaspoon dried oregano or thyme. 1 tablespoon lemon juice, optional for marinating. For the vegetables: 1 bell pepper, cut into chunks. 1 onion, cut into chunks, red or yellow onion. 1 zucchini, sliced into rounds or half-moons. Mushrooms, whole or halved. Cherry tomatoes. 1 tablespoon olive oil. Salt and pepper, to taste. Optional marinades, for additional flavor. 2 tablespoons soy sauce. 2 tablespoons honey. 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 tablespoon vinegar or lemon juice. Instructions. Prepare the ingredients. Cut the meat, chicken, beef, pork, or lamb into bite-sized cubes. Prepare your vegetables, bell pepper, onion, zucchini, mushrooms, tomatoes, by cutting them into chunks. You can also add other vegetables like eggplant or peppers, based on your preferences. Marinate the meat, optional. For extra flavor, marinate the meat for at least 30 minutes, or up to 2 hours, in a mixture of olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika, oregano, and lemon juice. Alternatively, use your preferred marinade, e.g., soy sauce, honey, mustard, garlic. If you're not marinating, simply season the meat with the spices and olive oil before grilling. Assemble the skewers. Thread the marinated or seasoned meat and vegetables onto skewers, alternating between meat and vegetables. Be sure to leave a little space between each piece to ensure even grilling. If you're using wooden skewers, soak them in water for 30 minutes before using to prevent them from burning. Grill the skewers. Preheat your grill to medium-high heat. If using a stovetop grill pan, heat it over medium-high heat. Brush the skewers lightly with olive oil to prevent sticking. Grill the skewers for about 8 to 12 minutes, turning occasionally until the meat is cooked through and the vegetables are tender and slightly charred. Chicken should reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. Beef, pork, and lamb can be cooked to your preferred level of doneness. For beef, around 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius for medium rare. For pork or lamb, 145 degrees Fahrenheit is also recommended. Serve. Remove the skewers from the grill and let them rest for a few minutes. Serve with a side of rice, pita bread, couscous, or a fresh salad. You can also add a dipping sauce such as tzatziki, barbecue sauce, or a simple yogurt-based sauce. Røkelaks, smoked salmon served with bread, typically as a snack or on open sandwiches. Røkelaks is the Norwegian term for smoked salmon, a popular delicacy in Norway and other Scandinavian countries. The salmon is typically smoked using a combination of salt, sugar, and wood smoke, which imparts a unique flavor and preserves the fish. Røkelaks is often served as a topping on open-faced sandwiches or as part of a traditional Norwegian breakfast or brunch. Here's how to prepare røkelaks at home, smoked salmon, as well as ideas on how to serve it. Ingredients. For the brine. 1/4 cup, 60 g, sea salt. 1/4 cup, 60 g, sugar. 1 tablespoon black peppercorns. 1/2 tablespoon crushed juniper berries, optional, for extra flavor. 1 tablespoon dill seeds, optional. 1/4 cup vodka or aquavit, optional, for additional flavor. 1 whole salmon fillet, skin on, preferably fresh, about 2 to 3 pounds or 1 to 1.5 kilograms. For the smoking process, if using a smoker. Wood chips, such as alder, apple, or oak, commonly used for smoking fish. Instructions. Preparing the brine. Mix together the salt, sugar, peppercorns, juniper berries, and dill seeds, if using, in a bowl. Rub the mixture evenly over the flesh of the salmon fillet, making sure it's coated on all sides. Place the salmon fillet in a shallow dish or baking tray and cover it with plastic wrap. Refrigerate for 12 to 24 hours. The brine will help cure the salmon and draw out moisture while infusing the flavor. Rinsing and drying. After the curing process, remove the salmon from the refrigerator. Rinse off the brine under cold water and pat the fish dry with paper towels. Allow the salmon to air dry on a wire rack or a clean surface for 2 to 4 hours, or until the surface feels tacky. This step helps the fish form a pellicle, a thin layer that helps the smoke adhere. Smoking the salmon. Set up your smoker, adding wood chips that are suitable for fish, like alder or apple wood. Preheat the smoker to about 180 degrees Fahrenheit 82 degrees Celsius. Place the salmon in the smoker and smoke for 1 to 2 hours, depending on the thickness of the fish and the desired level of smokiness. The fish is done when it reaches an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit 63 degrees Celsius and is firm to the touch. If you prefer a lighter smoke flavor, smoke for less time. Alternative, if you don't have a smoker. You can also use a stovetop smoker or a grill to smoke the salmon, or simply buy pre-smoked salmon from the store for convenience. Serving. Once the smoked salmon is done, allow it to cool and then slice it thinly against the grain. Røkelaks is traditionally served on open-faced sandwiches, known as smørbrød in Norwegian, with a variety of toppings such as sourdough or rye bread, a classic base, cream cheese or butter, sliced red onion, capers, fresh dill, lemon wedges, hard-boiled eggs, sliced, pickled cucumbers or fresh cucumber slices. Shawarma, a Middle Eastern dish of spiced meat, typically served in a pita with vegetables and sauces. Shawarma is a popular Middle Eastern dish consisting of marinated meat, typically lamb, chicken, or beef, that is slow-cooked on a vertical rotisserie and often served in pita or flatbread with various toppings. Shawarma is packed with flavor from a blend of spices and herbs and can be customized with sauces and vegetables. Here's a recipe for making chicken shawarma at home, including the marinating and cooking process, as well as a simple sauce and topping suggestions. Ingredients. For the chicken marinade: 2 pounds, 900 g, chicken thighs, boneless and skinless for best flavor. 3 tablespoons olive oil. 1 tablespoon lemon juice. 4 cloves garlic, minced. 1 teaspoon ground cumin. 1 teaspoon ground paprika. 1 teaspoon ground turmeric. 1 teaspoon ground coriander. 1/2 teaspoon ground cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon ground allspice, optional. 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper, optional for spice. 1 teaspoon salt. 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. 1/4 cup plain yogurt, for added tenderness. For the garlic sauce, tum. 1/4 cup garlic, minced or crushed. 1/2 cup vegetable oil or sunflower oil. 1/4 cup lemon juice. 1/4 teaspoon salt. 1 egg white, optional, for creaminess. 1 teaspoon mustard, optional, for flavor depth. For serving: pita bread or flatbreads. Shredded lettuce. Tomato slices. Cucumber slices. Pickled vegetables, like pickled turnips, cucumber, or cabbage. Fresh parsley, for garnish. Tahini sauce, optional. Instructions. Marinate the chicken. In a large bowl, combine the olive oil, lemon juice, minced garlic, cumin, paprika, turmeric, coriander, cinnamon, allspice, cayenne pepper, salt, and black pepper. Add the yogurt and mix well to form a thick marinade. Cut the chicken thighs into strips or small bite-sized pieces, or you can leave them whole and slice after cooking. Add the chicken to the marinade and toss until evenly coated. Cover and refrigerate for at least 1 hour, or overnight for deeper flavor. Cook the chicken. Grilling method: preheat your grill or grill pan to medium-high heat. Cook the chicken pieces for about 5 to 7 minutes per side, or until fully cooked and browned. If using whole thighs, cook for 10 to 12 minutes per side, and then slice thinly. Stovetop method: if you don't have a grill, you can cook the chicken in a large skillet over medium heat with a bit of olive oil. Cook the chicken pieces for 6 to 8 minutes per side, or until golden and cooked through. Optionally, if you want to recreate the rotisserie effect, you can place the cooked chicken under the broiler for a few minutes to crisp up the edges. Make the garlic sauce, tum. In a food processor, combine the garlic, salt, and lemon juice. Pulse until the garlic is finely chopped. While processing, slowly stream in the vegetable oil in a thin, steady stream. Continue to process until the sauce is thick and creamy. If it's too thick, you can add a little water to reach your desired consistency. Add the egg white or mustard for extra creaminess, optional. Taste and adjust the salt and lemon juice if needed. Assemble the shawarma. Warm the pita or flatbread in the oven or on a skillet. Place a few spoonfuls of the cooked chicken in the center of the bread. Top with shredded lettuce, cucumber slices, tomato, and pickled vegetables. Drizzle with the garlic sauce and tahini sauce if using. Sprinkle with fresh parsley for garnish. Serve. Fold the bread around the fillings to make a wrap or serve open-faced as a platter. Serve with extra garlic sauce on the side. Pizza slices: various types of pizza served in convenient, grab-and-go slices. To make pizza slices, you'll first need to prepare or buy a pizza, then slice it into individual portions. Here's a simple guide to making your own pizza from scratch, with some ideas on how to customize it and slice it. Ingredients. For the pizza dough: 2 1/4 teaspoons active dry yeast, or 1 packet. 1 1/2 cups warm water, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius. 1 tablespoon sugar. 3 1/2 cups all-purpose flour, plus extra for rolling. 2 tablespoons olive oil. 1 1/2 teaspoons salt. For the pizza sauce: 1 can, 15 ounces / 425 g, tomato sauce. 1 tablespoon olive oil. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1/4 teaspoon black pepper. 1/4 teaspoon sugar, optional, to balance acidity. 1 tablespoon fresh basil, optional, chopped. Toppings: 2 cups shredded mozzarella cheese. 1/2 cup grated Parmesan cheese. Additional toppings, e.g., pepperoni, mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, olives, or any favorite toppings. Instructions. Prepare the pizza dough. In a small bowl, dissolve the yeast and sugar in warm water. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes until the yeast becomes frothy and activates. In a large mixing bowl, combine the flour and salt. Add the olive oil and activated yeast mixture. Stir to form a dough. Turn the dough out onto a floured surface and knead for about 8 to 10 minutes until smooth and elastic. You can add more flour if needed, but be careful not to overflour the dough. Form the dough into a ball, place it in a lightly oiled bowl, and cover it with a clean cloth. Let it rise in a warm place for 1 to 1.5 hours, or until it has doubled in size. Prepare the pizza sauce. In a saucepan, heat olive oil over medium heat. Add the tomato sauce, oregano, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and sugar, if using. Simmer the sauce for 10 to 15 minutes to combine the flavors. Add fresh basil at the end if desired. Set aside to cool. Assemble the pizza. Preheat your oven to 475 degrees Fahrenheit 245 degrees Celsius and place a pizza stone or baking sheet inside to heat up. Once the dough has risen, punch it down and roll it out on a floured surface to your desired thickness, typically 12 to 14 inches for a large pizza. Place the rolled dough onto a piece of parchment paper or a pizza peel. Spread a thin layer of pizza sauce over the dough, leaving a small border around the edges. Sprinkle shredded mozzarella cheese over the sauce, followed by any additional toppings you prefer. Add a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese on top. Bake the pizza. Carefully transfer the pizza onto the hot pizza stone or baking sheet in the oven. Bake for 10 to 12 minutes, or until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbly and melted. If you like your crust extra crispy, you can bake it a few minutes longer. Slice the pizza. Once your pizza is done baking, remove it from the oven and let it cool for a few minutes. Using a pizza cutter or a sharp knife, slice the pizza into wedges. Typically, you can slice a large pizza into 8 slices, but you can adjust the number based on your preference, 6, 12, or even smaller slices for appetizers. Poutine, a Canadian dish consisting of fries topped with cheese curds and gravy. Poutine is a classic Canadian dish that originated in Quebec, consisting of fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It's a comfort food favorite, with crispy fries topped with melty cheese curds and covered in rich, savory gravy. Here's how to make a traditional poutine at home. Ingredients. For the fries. For large potatoes, Yukon Gold or russet work well. Vegetable oil for frying, or use an air fryer for a healthier version. Salt to taste. For the gravy. 2 tablespoons butter. 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour. 2 cups beef broth, or chicken broth, if preferred. 1 tablespoon soy sauce, optional, for a deeper flavor. Salt and black pepper to taste. For the cheese. 2 cups fresh cheese curds, preferably white cheddar, but any cheese curd works. Instructions. Prepare the fries. Cut the potatoes, wash and peel the potatoes, if preferred, and cut them into fries, about 1/4 to half an inch thick. Soak the fries. Soak the fries in cold water for at least 30 minutes, this helps remove excess starch and makes the fries crispier. Dry the fries, drain and pat the fries dry with a towel. Fry the fries. Heat vegetable oil in a deep fryer or a large pot to 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Fry the potatoes in small batches for about 3 to 4 minutes until golden brown and crispy. Remove from the oil and drain on paper towels. Season immediately with salt. Make the gravy. In a saucepan, melt the butter over medium heat. Add the flour and whisk constantly to form a roux. Cook for about 1 to 2 minutes until it becomes golden. Gradually pour in the beef broth or chicken broth, whisking constantly to prevent lumps. Add the soy sauce, optional, for extra flavor. Let the gravy simmer and thicken for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Assemble the poutine. Place the hot fries in a bowl or on a plate. Sprinkle the cheese curds over the fries. The heat from the fries will begin to melt the curds. Pour the hot gravy over the fries and cheese curds. The gravy should be hot enough to melt the cheese and create that perfect, gooey texture. Serve immediately. Serve the poutine while it's still hot, with the cheese melted, fries crispy, and gravy steaming. Pølse med lompe, a classic Norwegian hot dog, served in a soft flatbread with various toppings. Pølse med lompe is a classic Norwegian street food dish, consisting of a sausage, pølse, served in a soft flatbread, lompe, often enjoyed with mustard, ketchup, or other condiments. It's simple, delicious, and a popular snack at outdoor events, food trucks, or at home. Ingredients. For the pølse, sausage. 4 to 6 Norwegian-style sausages, pølse, similar to hot dogs, or bratwurst, Can be used if you don't find the traditional Norwegian ones. For the lompe, flatbread. 2 cups all-purpose flour. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 1 tablespoon sugar. 1 teaspoon baking powder. 3/4 cup warm milk. 2 tablespoons butter, melted. Condiments, optional. Mustard, preferably a spicy brown mustard or sweet mustard. Ketchup. Mayonnaise. Shrimp salad, a popular topping in Norway. Pickled cucumbers. Grilled onions or fried onions. Instructions. Make the lompe, flatbread. Mix dry ingredients. In a large bowl, combine the flour, salt, sugar, and baking powder. Add wet ingredients, pour in the warm milk and melted butter. Stir until a dough forms. Knead the dough, transfer the dough to a lightly floured surface and knead for 5 to 10 minutes until smooth and elastic. Roll the dough, divide the dough into small balls, about the size of a golf ball. Roll each ball into a thin oval shape, around 6 to 7 inches in diameter. Cook the lompe, heat a skillet or griddle over medium heat. Place the rolled out dough onto the skillet and cook for 1 to 2 minutes on each side, or until lightly golden brown with small bubbles forming. Repeat with the remaining dough balls. Keep warm, stack the cooked flatbreads and wrap them in a clean kitchen towel to keep them warm. Cook the pølse, sausage. Grill or pan fry the sausages. Grill or fry the sausages in a pan with a little oil or butter until they are browned and cooked through. You can also boil the sausages if preferred. Assemble the pølse med lompe. Place a hot sausage in the center of each soft lompe. Add your favorite condiments, such as mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise, or shrimp salad. You can also top with pickled cucumbers, grilled onions, or fried onions for extra flavor and crunch. Serve. Serve the pølse med lompe immediately while warm and enjoy this classic Norwegian street food.